Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Leon Hezaubau, citing Bloomberg, Europe's three major economies, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, are currently holding discussions with Ukrainian officials to formulate a plan aimed at pushing Russian President Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table to end the war. These European allies believe that recent shifts in the battlefield's momentum have significantly bolstered Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's negotiating leverage. The Kremlin is facing mounting pressure due to a deadlock on the front lines, increasing military losses, successful deep strike drone operations by Ukraine inside Russian territory, and rising discontent among senior Russian officials. The Allies hope that initiating negotiations now could prevent another devastating winter, during which Russia might escalate its attacks on Ukrainian civilians and critical energy infrastructure to break the nation's morale. However, sources emphasize that the final decision to engage in talks rests entirely with President Zelensky, as European nations have no intention of forcing Kyiv into any strategy it does not support. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is expected to discuss the matter with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz and French President Emmanuel Macron in the coming days. According to CNBC, MS Now reported that John Bolton, the former National Security Advisor to President Donald Trump, has agreed to plead guilty to one count of retaining classified information in a private diary. Under the plea deal with federal prosecutors, Bolton faces a prison sentence of up to 60 months and a fine of $2.25 million. Bolton was originally indicted in October by a federal grand jury on multiple counts of retaining and transmitting national defense information, following FBI raids on his home and office in August 2025. The indictment stated that Bolton shared over 1,000 pages of classified materials, up to the top secret SCI level, with his wife and daughter, neither of whom held security clearances. Bolton is scheduled to enter his formal guilty plea in a Maryland federal court on June 26. He is one of three high-profile Trump critics who faced federal indictments during the president's second term, alongside former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. According to NBC News, artificial intelligence startup Anthropic announced on Thursday that it has successfully raised $65 billion in a Series H funding round, propelling its post-money valuation to an unprecedented $965 billion. This landmark valuation places the creator of the Claude chatbot ahead of its primary competitor, OpenAI, which was last valued at $852 billion post-money in March. Anthropic stated on its blog that adoption of its technologies has surged globally among enterprise customers, pushing its run rate revenue past $47 billion earlier this month. The company's exponential growth is highlighted by the fact that it was valued at $380 billion in February after raising $30 billion. The latest massive funding round was led by Altimeter Capital, Dragoneer, Green Oaks, and Sequoia Capital, with Coatue and ICONIQ as co-leads. Strategic infrastructure partners Micron, Samsung, and SK Hynix also participated. The capital injection includes $15 billion in previously committed investments from hyperscalers, including $5 billion from Amazon. Anthropic plans to use the funds to scale its computing capacity and meet the soaring demand for Claude as it prepares for a potential public listing later this year. According to a report by the Epoch Times, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testified before the Senate Finance Committee on Wednesday, stating that the U.S.-led maximum pressure campaign has dealt a devastating blow to the Iranian economy. Bessent revealed that under the Treasury's newly escalated Operation Economic Fury, Iran's inflation rate is estimated to have surpassed 200%, leading to a near-total collapse of its monetary system. Consequently, the Iranian regime is currently unable to pay salaries to more than 50% of its military forces, and local police officers are failing to report for duty. Bessent detailed the Treasury's actions aimed at disrupting Iran's illicit financial networks and shadow fleet of oil tankers. This includes the seizure of substantial crypto assets, the freezing of funds linked to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and the physical impoundment of several vessels by the U.S. Navy. Bessent emphasized that the U.S. government will continue tracking and freezing these funds with the eventual goal of returning them to the Iranian people. According to UPI, South Korea's SK Group chairman Chae Tae-won met with TSMC CEO C.C. Wei in Taiwan on Wednesday to discuss collaboration in next-generation artificial intelligence technologies. This face-to-face meeting, their first since June 2024, focused on expanding partnerships in advanced high-bandwidth memory, HBM, development and chip packaging. SK Group's semiconductor affiliate, SK Hynix, is a major global HBM supplier, while TSMC is the world's leading contract chipmaker. The two companies aim to strengthen their leadership in the custom AI memory market to satisfy the surging demands of global technology giants. SK Group noted that combining SK Hynix's leading AI memory technology with TSMC's foundry capabilities will offer practical and scalable solutions to supply bottlenecks across the global AI value chain. Additionally, Chae recently met with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang in Taiwan and is scheduled to meet again with other top South Korean business leaders, including Hyundai Motor Group head Chung Yu-Wi-soon and LG Group chairman Koo Kwang-mo in Seoul. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.